On Friday, the Labor Department released the January employment reports. A whopping 517,000 jobs were created, and the unemployment rate edged down to 3.4%, the lowest level since May 1969. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger joins us to discuss the report and what it means about the economy. Jill, 2 weeks in a row. Very nice.
Fantastic.
Very, very good to see you. This one had economists scratching their heads more than they normally scratch their heads. Why?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a lot of data from surveys that were showing layoffs, and we've heard about this: tech layoffs, media layoffs, retail layoffs, housing layoffs. And yet, when we were looking at the projections, we still were expecting job creation of about 175 to 200,000 jobs, but this number of more than 500,000 smashed those estimates. We got positive revisions to the previous 2 months. We got revisions that were higher for all of last year. So the reality is that there have been a lot of announced layoffs. Maybe there is a lag, potentially, between the layoffs and the actual job losses. But I feel like we should sort of take this as a win, because it was a strong report, and we do want the labor market to be a good one.
Big question is, how does the Fed view this data, and what are they going to do about it?
Well, I think it's interesting for the Fed because they are going to say 500,000 jobs. That's a strong labor market. That might propel inflation further. But there was a kernel of happiness in this report for even Fed officials: wage growth. Wage growth is decelerating. That always sounds bad for somebody. They're like, wait, why do I want my wages to go down? And the reason is that we want wages to grow slowly, but not too fast, because when they grow too fast, they can fuel inflation. So last month, wages grew annually by 4.4%, down from 4.8% the previous month, down from over 5.5% last year. The Fed is going to see this as progress. Still, I think the Fed is almost certainly going to raise rates again when they meet in March by another 1/4 percentage point.
The 9th straight time that they're
Yes.
Now, there are people that are obviously still fearing that a recession is coming. What do you say to them?
You know what? It's very tough to say this, but I'm going to say it. Recessions are normal. They do happen. We cannot actually get rid of them. So we have these business cycles. Things go up, things go down. And so what you need to know is recessions are part of the normal business cycle. Now, are we going to be in a recession? We don't know. Last year, growth really did slow down. We only grew by about 1% last year. The previous year, we grew by 5.7%. The year before that, we contracted. We were shrinking by 3.4%. So I think we know that from all the data out there, things are slowing down. The good news is it hasn't actually meant that we have seen a collapse of the labor market. But it is clear that we could go into a recession this year, and hopefully if we do, it's a short and shallow one, and one that doesn't have a lot of job losses.
So take this win and don't panic. Unless you need something, unless it's an emergency right now and you need to do something.
Right. I mean, look, if I'm putting my financial planning, personal finance, great money reset hat on, I'm going to tell you to do what I always tell you to do. At a time where you're really worried, if you're in an industry that's consolidating, if you hear bad news out of your company, of course, first kiss your boss's tush, because that always helps. Everyone hearing that. But you know what? If possible, you try to squirrel away a little bit of money. I would even say that as much as I love people to put money into retirement plans, if you're really fearful, cut back on your retirement contributions a little bit. Just go up to the match if possible. Put some money in cash. Try to keep that stash set aside, because you don't know when the bottom could fall out. So as much as possible, even if it's just $10 a week, it actually does help.
Great advice. I'm going to do it. Thanks, Jill.
Take care.